Hey Capital FM, it's Mel from the morning show to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and my favorite story from this week's Intel with Mel. There wasn't so much scandal this week, which is a good thing, but bad when I'm trying to pick an ugly story, so I decided to go with John Stamos. John Stamos pleaded no contest to a DUI for narcotics. In June, he was stopped for reckless driving. It turns out he'd taken GHB. Look it up if you don't know what that is. You will recognize it for very different reasons, but he took it for a sleep and weight loss aid. He won't be serving jail time. He's got a 3-year probation, and he's got a fine. Now, it could have been a much uglier story, obviously, if he'd hurt someone. Thankfully, he didn't. But when you do a drug or you're under the influence of anything and you get behind a wheel, you're a bit of a jerk. So, John Stamos, you make my ugly story, even though you're very pretty. That was the ugly. Now it is the bad. I'm going backwards here. Justin Bieber takes my bad story this week, but it's not because of anything he did for a change. So he walked a red carpet in LA wearing a Nirvana shirt. People went nuts. They said he didn't have a right to wear a Nirvana shirt. Kurt Cobain would roll over in his grave if he saw him. And this makes me so angry. Just because he's a pop star doesn't mean that he doesn't like other artists. He probably likes tons of other artists, lots of different kinds of music. But I mean, it's Justin Bieber, so people are like, I hate him, not me. So that was the bad. Now it is the good. And I should change this to great, because this is pretty great. Adele just killed it this week. So her album came out last week, her album 25. Before it was even out for 3 days, she'd already broken the single-week U.S. album sale record. Over 3 million copies of her album sold in the U.S., 260,000 in Canada, 700,000 in the UK. And people don't buy albums like that anymore. That's what's so crazy about it. She's also going on a European tour. I think that a North American tour could be in her future as well. Please, 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 please. So that was the good. Sorry, the great. My favorite story of this week? Major props go to the students right here in Fredericton. We Day Atlantic was this week in Halifax. It's led by youth for youth to promote social change. Astronaut Chris Hadfield, Classified, Francesco Yates, Jordan, that's just some of the artists and the speakers that were there. You can't buy tickets to go. Students have to earn tickets by taking part in at least one global and one social action. And we had students there from Nashwauk Valley, Keswick Valley Memorial, Leo Hayes. There might be other students involved. I reached out, tried to find out if other schools were involved, but we know that at least those schools were. And it's so awesome to know that such young people are making such a big difference in our community. And that is the good, the bad, the ugly, and my absolute favorite story from this week's Intel with Mel. I'll see you next week. And I'm wearing a Christmas sweater.